Hello all, now I am going to welcome Sainath Reddy sir, All India rank 480 2017. Today here before you to explain you about how to prepare this 30 days for prelims 2022 as well as long term strategy for 2023, as well as how to sustain the motivation and how he himself sustained motivation. See, 480 rank is a very good rank, but because of the categories under Indian Defence Account Service, if not, the 480 was a very, very awesome rank it is. In 2017, the number of posts were also very, very less. First of all, I will congratulate him for that. And please come here. Please. So, we will start the session, sir.
Sure, thank you.
So, on June 5th, there is prelims. So, one major question is there from the students' perspective.
Okay.
So, for June 5th, 2022, how one should prepare for prelims, this 30 days?
Good morning, everyone. Is it audible to all those who have joined online? So, today I will take a session for how to prepare for this 1 month. Okay. I would rather interested to get some questions from you. Before that, I will just give you some instructions in 10-15 minutes. After that, whatever the questions that you have, you can ask. Okay. So, already you are preparing from last 1.5 years or 2 years, I think. From how many years that you are preparing for this exam?
Actually, I had a gap during my preparation.
Okay.
After COVID, I again started preparing.
Fine.
So I started with group 1 preparation.
Okay, not civils.
Started with 6 months.
Okay. You? 6 months. Okay. That is fine. Like for attending civil service examination preliminary, at least 6 months to 1 year preparation is required. Okay. Otherwise, you cannot complete the syllabus for the preliminary examination. Okay. That is one thing. So whatever that you have prepared in last 1 year or 6 months, this is like this 1 month is very important for you because you have to revise everything. Otherwise, what happens? Whatever that you have read, just like that, it will go on. It will just fly. Unless and until you come across all the issues, all the topics that you have read in this 1 month, you cannot recollect in the exam. Okay. For that, what you have to do? First is that you have to have a strategy for this 1 month. So in this 1 month, you divide, let's say, 4 or 5 days for one subject. How many subjects that we have? Basically, geography, history, polity, economy, science and technology, and environment. Other than these static subjects, you also have current affairs related to all these subjects. So you, like, based on your comfort with the subjects. Let's say some students they have good knowledge about polity. They are very familiar with the polity, and that is very easy subject for them. In that case, you don't need to spend, let's say, 7 days or 8 days for that in this 1 month. Okay. You may spend some 2-3 days also on polity, and so accordingly you have to prioritize whatever the subject you are familiar with and you have full clarity on that subject. There is no need for preparing again and again for the same subject. Some students I have seen, like, whatever the subject that is comfortable to them, they prepare that subject only for too long. Okay, that is also not good strategy. So one thing you have to observe is that whatever the subject that is not familiar to you and you need some sort of revision, for that subject you please give more priority, more weightage. That is one thing. Second thing is that you have to see the weightage also. For example, if you are studying history you have ancient, medieval, modern India, and then culture also you have. No, you don't have any world history for this preliminary. So among those you have to prioritize, like culture, how much time you have to give, and ancient how much time you have to give. If you are comfortable with ancient, just you can give 1 day for revision. And if you are not comfortable with medieval, or you have not read anything about medieval, I am just saying you that you please don't read now. Whatever that you have not read earlier, you please don't read that now. You can leave it. One thing is that in 100 marks or in 100 questions, you are not supposed to attend all 100 questions. Okay. Even if you give 60-65 right answers, that also would be fine for clearing the preliminary examination. So that you have to take care. And third thing is that whatever the subjects which are tough to you, okay, and score also, the weightage of that subject also is not that high, that also you can leave now. Okay. For example, culture, if you are familiar with culture, if you have already read about culture, that is fine. Otherwise now you cannot read culture for in this 1 month, okay, that also you have to take care of. So one thing is that the subjects which are familiar to you, you please give less priority, and subjects which you need to revise again and again, that subject you give more priority in this 1 month. Accordingly, you please divide this 1 month. You make weekly plan, daily plan, and day-to-day plan also. For example, weekly plan is that 4 weeks are there. Let's suppose the first week you are giving for polity and history, second week you are giving for geography and economy, or let's say geography is very tough to you, you are giving 1 week for geography, that also would be fine. And so likewise you prepare a weekly plan for this 1 month, okay. Then you prepare daily plan. In that 1 week, let's say you are giving 4 days or 5 days time for polity. In that 5 days, how you have to complete the entire syllabus, entire revision has to be completed in that 4-5 days. How you make out? So first you read, let's say the static part, the constitutional aspects, the like the policy aspects, some important laws, important acts, those things you read from the basic static books, let's say Lakshmikant or D.D. Basu, whatever the book that you have preferred earlier, the same book that you have to carry on now, okay. And then current affairs. So based on your priority, let's say like when you are reading polity, I give advice that time only you complete the current affairs related to polity. In that 4 days, you have to complete entire static syllabus and entire current affairs. For current affairs, you must be preferring Vision IAS, Vision 365 or Insights, whatever the magazine. Are you preparing for that or not? I am just saying you, okay. So whatever the magazine that you have already read, okay, the same thing you have to revise it. Whenever you are reading the static part, then only you please complete the current affairs part also. So both shall be like in tandem, they have to be completed. So some students they focus on unnecessary aspects, like whether static is important, whether current affairs is important, or let's say in the previous year some questions have come from chemistry or physics, some I have seen one question on pressure cooker, okay. So if you have seen one question, you please don't focus on the physics only, okay. UPSC is very clever. If you think that you can understand the UPSC's mind, you cannot. So what I am saying is that you have to give equal importance to all the subjects. It's not based on the previous 1 year or 2 years. They change the strategy for every year. Every year they come up with new ideas, okay. Like in 1 year they focus more on economy, next year they shift to polity. You don't know on which subject they focus more, okay. So give equal importance to all the subjects, okay. That is one thing. So that like you have to prepare in that 4 days. I have told you that static part and current affairs part that you have to take care, okay. Next thing is the day plan. What is the day plan? For example, today I am reading, let's say, fundamental rights, fundamental duties, DPSP, all these major aspects of polity I have to cover this day. So in this one day I have to divide the sessions. Let's say how many hours that you read every day? 17? 8, yeah, that's okay. Humanly impossible, that's 16, 17, okay, even if some people say in interviews that is not possible also. So maximum 10 hours that you can spend, okay, in a day. So 10 hours you can divide into different sessions. Let's say from morning when you wake up at 5:30, you just go for a walk or do some meditation. Some physical activities is very important. At least for this 1 month you have to do that, okay. At least half an hour I am saying you. Half an hour you can go for a walk, or you can do some kind of meditation or anything. Some like boys also you can do some dumbbells, whatever. So half an hour you spend for that physical activity, and then you divide your sessions. Let's say 2 hours in the morning before breakfast, after breakfast also 2 hours, okay, 2 hours, then lunch, then after lunch also you can take some nap, half an hour or 1 hour you can sleep, okay. That will improve your retention power of whatever that you read in that day. If you sleep well, then only you can have that retention. Otherwise, you cannot remember all the things. Okay. So accordingly, based on your own priorities, based on your own like convenience, you can divide sessions in a day. Let's say 4 or 5 sessions. And each session, what I am suggesting you, that each session after completion of the 2 hours, you have to just close your eyes and try to remind, okay, what all I have read and what all the questions that you have already attended in your let's say mock test or from the previous year's question paper, whatever it is, you just try to recollect. Okay, that would really improve your retention power, what you have already read in that 2 hours time. Okay, so try to recollect everything, recollect whatever that you have read in that 2 hours or 1.5 hour or 1 hour 45 minutes. Try to recollect it in 10-15 minutes. Just close your eyes and recollect it. That is one thing. And before you sleep also in the night, so that time also you just give some 10-15 minutes time for yourself. Okay, just be calm and close your eyes and try to recollect all the things which you have read in that particular day. Okay, that is one thing. And second thing is that some topics, let's say some indices are there, some United Nations organizations are there, those things which you feel that if you discuss with some other people, then you may remember well. Those things you please discuss with your colleagues or with your friends. Discussions are very important for prelims. Why? Because when you discuss, when you say something to other person, that you really remain well when you go for the examination. Okay, discussions are also useful, but not the static portion. You please don't discuss. Okay, polity article wise you don't need to discuss. For example, history is there, modern India is there. In that modern India, let's have like discussion like important personalities, important events. Okay, important personalities, whatever, like you take one person and you just discuss with the other person, like whatever that he has done, you please discuss. Some HRA is there, HSRA is there. So what is that organization? How many people are there? You please discuss like that. Okay, in that way you can recollect very well when you go for the examination. So likewise, you have to prepare for this weekly plan, monthly plan, weekly plan, and daily plan. That you please divide according to your priorities and weightage of the topics. So second thing is that, like when you go for the examination, that is very important. Okay, whatever you read in this 1 year and 1 month, that is okay, but when you go to examination hall, how you put your efforts there and how you clear that, how you attend that exam is very important to you. Okay, so I suggest that this plan, 1 month plan, you please do as per your priorities, and last 3-4 days, which is very important to you. Let's say June, when do you have the exam? June 4th? June 5th. Okay, so I say that up to June 3rd, up to May 31st, you prepare as per your plan, and June 1, 2, 3, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, you please focus on again revising the same things from the notes that you have already prepared, or some people have the habit, whatever the important point that they come across in a book, they write it on the top. That is a good habit if you have done that. So you just go through that book, and whatever the important points that you have already written, you please try to recollect all those things. In that way, in last 3 days, you divide 3 days for 6 subjects. That's geography, polity, history, economy, science and technology, and current affairs also. So you focus on these subjects in last 3 days. Just try to recollect whatever that you have read in last 1 year and last 1 month. And June 4th, I am suggesting you, please don't try to like in hurry, you should not read everything and going back to the study books. You cannot read Lakshmikant book in 1 day. Okay, that also you should not do. June 4th, you please be calm. Okay, and try to avoid reading anything. Only thing that you can do on June 4th is that whatever that you have as a personal notes, some important topics that you have written, please go through that only. Okay, some students, I have seen my friends also who have appeared for prelims, just they read up to 1:30 in the night before preliminary examination. If you don't sleep in that night, that would not be like nice when you go for the examination. After you go to the exam, you get sleep. So try to sleep, get proper sleep before you go to the examination. Okay. In the examination, what you have to do is that first thing is that you have to go to examination hall just 1.5 hour before only. Okay, exam is from 9 to 12, so you try to reach maximum by 8 o'clock. Okay, otherwise what happens, you will be in tension, you cannot recollect the things also. That is one thing. And in the afternoon session, afternoon also you don't go out, you take some lunch box there and you just have it lunch there only. For 2 hours you have in between the GS paper and CSAT paper. And GS, so try to attempt, let's say I will say that more than 85 questions. Okay, it all depends on the individual this thing, but I am saying you that at least 85 questions you have to attempt. For that you have to be very careful. Why? What you have to do is that whenever you see the question paper, so you have to go through that question paper, at least 1 or 2 minutes you please spend it, no issue. It will not be a time waste or anything. Just when you take the question paper, just flip like this, whatever the questions that you have seen, like okay, polity questions are there, economy, some questions, that improves your motivation. Okay, that is one thing. First you go through the question paper and then come to the first page. Okay, and this also the students have the different strategies. Some people like if they have very good knowledge in polity, they start with polity, but I suggest that you go from first question to 100 question. Okay, in first go, whatever the question that you are very sure, you please attempt those questions. You attempt those questions and you also tick that questions in the OMR sheet. Okay, bubble. And please don't wait for the end. Some students what they do is that they don't bubble anything, and in the end, in last 5 minutes or 10 minutes they will be in rush. I have seen some people like they have not bubbled at least 5 to 6 questions in a hurry in the last moments. So first finish one go. In one go, at least I think 50 questions you can attempt in one go. That is without any problem, without any doubt. Okay, that you finish and then you bubble everything, and then in the second time, first time what you have to do is that gunshot questions you have to see, and wherever you have a doubt in between two options, that also you just mark it. Okay, these two options are wrong, I know for very sure, but these two answers, okay, I have to see again. So those two also you just give some marking and all. Second time you come again and second time you see, you think about it. See, first thing is that when you are very sure about that question, you may attempt that question in, let's say, 30 seconds or 40 seconds. But when you are not sure, it will take 2 minutes or 3 minutes. It may take. So be patient. Why? Because for the first time 50 questions you attempt it in let's say 40 or 45 minutes. Later on when you come again for the same question, you think about it. If you take 2 minutes also, that would be fine. And one thing I will tell you is that most of the students, they are not sure about the answer when they are selecting in that doubted questions. I have told you, na? Like two options are there, but you are not sure. So only thing I will tell you is that you please don't take any wild guess. Okay, you are 70% or 80% sure that this will be the answer, then only you please select it. Otherwise don't go for it. Even if you are 50% also, 50% chances are there that the question will be right, that also you please don't do that. Okay, when you are sure that okay 60 to 70% this will be the answer, then only you select that answer. Okay, that is for the examination, how to do that. So in the second go, almost all the questions that you have to see, and I will tell you my own example. Like when I have attempted this 2017 exam, in first go I have given options for 52 questions. Second time I came again and then I started doing, it went to 90. So 40 questions I attempted in the second go only. Okay, so somehow you have to prepare like that. And one more thing is that CSAT. So many of our friends also, when they appeared for this exam, they thought that CSAT is only for the qualifying paper only, so they neglected it. What happened? Even they could not get 30 to 40 marks also in CSAT. So please don't neglect CSAT also, as I have told you in this 1 month. You prepare for CSAT also. Better you go to some practice papers, that would be fine. Okay, at least one paper in 3-4 days. 2 hours time you can spend for CSAT. Okay, you do it as if you are in exam hall. You spend 2 hours and you try to clear that. Okay, CSAT papers, at least 5 to 6 papers you have to see in this particular month. Okay, and if you are not comfortable with let's say comprehension or reasoning, whatever, the individual topics also you can see and you can practice that. That would also be helpful for you. So this is about the examination, like how you have to prepare in this 1 month and thereafter in the examination hall. So if you have any questions, then you can ask me. Weightage will be different from, like every year the weightage will get changed. In 1 year, let's say polity, you can get 17 questions. The next year it may come up to 10 questions only. So that's why I am saying you that you have to give equal priority to all the subjects.
Someone who says current affairs are 50%, 60%.
Yeah, who is that someone? Is he from UPSC? No, he is someone. He don't have any authority to say. Okay, that's what I am saying. People say so many things, you don't believe that. Okay, just they say blindly. Even if he is not correct, what you will do? Nothing. So current affairs is important, static is also important. Both are important. You have to prepare. That's it. You don't indulge in all these things. Like you should not discuss about these things at all in your friend circle also. Unnecessary. Like why? Because static is very important. You will get questions. Current affairs, if he gives, you have to attempt. If he doesn't give, you don't need to attempt. Then why to discuss again and again about these things? Okay, you prepare both static as well as current affairs. Okay, if you have no time, if you only static part only you have covered in this last 6 months, you are not prepared for current affairs, okay, leave it. Whatever that you have read in last 6 months, you please stick to that only. Okay.
How to prepare for 2023?
2023. So 2023, then you have enough time. So the same plan which I have told you, like monthly plan I have told you, that would be stretched to the yearly plan. Whatever that you have giving like 4 or 5 days to polity, now it will become, let's say 2 or 3 months for the polity, 2 or 3 months for the economy, like that. But as it is a very long period, you cannot read polity for 1.5 month or 2 months. What you can do is that you can divide 2 subjects. Let's say in the morning session you can prepare for polity and afternoon session you can prepare for history. Something like that you can do. And if you have like 1 year, then you can go for this test series also. You can have test series, so that what happens when you write the exam, then only you will come to know which points are important, which areas are important, where I have to focus. So that is one thing. And second thing I will advise you is that you go through the previous question papers of UPSC. Not only civil services, UPSC conducts so many other exams also, like CDS, Combined Defense Services, CAPF, Combined Medical Services. There are so many question papers that are available in website. Okay, go to UPSC website and previous year's question papers. You see all the question papers related to general studies. So okay. And sometimes, many a times, questions which are given in CDS, next year or next to next year, they are appeared in civil service examination also. That way.
Sir, is it feasible to take any specific prelims course during the period of 1 month, like revision classes there will be?
Revision classes, sir, are you conducting? Okay, if they are conducting, then you can attend, no issue. Based on your time, like if you have time, then you can attend that session, no issue. But don't attend sessions for half day or full day, something like that. You have to keep time for yourself also, no?
Sir, apart from the standard notes making, are important?
Notes making, very important. Notes making is very important. Why? Because whatever the subject that you are studying, when do you write something in your notes? When you feel that it is very important, or when you feel that I may forget this. These are the 2 reasons for which you make a notes. So in revision time, they are both important. Okay. Notes is very important. You please take the notes.
What's your strategy and how you deal with that extra 50-50% elimination method?
Okay. See, that is all depends on your knowledge only. in last, let's say 1 year or 2 years, whatever that you have read, based on your knowledge you will come to know that this will be not be the correct answer. And UPSC also gives that in that way only. When you read the question, you are very sure that this is not the answer. UPSC is trying to bluff you.
Exactly what the mistake is happening there. Some questions we can do elimination perfectly.
Yes.
But the same trick is not useful to other questions.
Other question. It happens, generally it happens. What I'm saying is that if you attempt those questions, let's say 40 questions you are attempting, let's say 25 to 26 questions will be right. That is also okay. You are sure, you are 100% sure or 70% sure that this will be the answer, but sometimes what happens, that will not be the correct answer. So it all depends on your knowledge base only, based on your knowledge base only. And these things, and one more thing, if you are preparing for the next year, whatever you read for your mains, that will also be very useful for your preliminary examination. Those who are preparing for preliminary only, they cannot cover much. When you are preparing for mains, you will be covering so much of like so many areas you will be covering. So that will be very useful for your prelims when you are trying to like eliminate one or the other options.
That is the deciding factor is happening to me.
That is the deciding factor. Yes. And the newspaper also, I will suggest you that don't focus more on newspaper for this 1 month if you are appearing for this exam. Okay, maybe half an hour or 45 minutes important topics you can read, and that's it. Not more than 45 minutes, as I suggest you.
So how to manage optional and general studies?
Optional and general studies. What is your optional?
Anthropology.
Anthropology. Okay, you are saying about the next year.
Yeah.
So see, basically if you are trying to see, 1 year is there. Okay, for optional anyway you require 4 to 5 months time. 4 to 5 months you try to give the test series. You have completed your coaching?
Yeah, optional is it?
Optional completed. Okay, in that case you give 3-4 months time for your optional and remaining time for the GS. Okay, and that period also you please give a test series, proper test series. Entire that 3-4 months you dedicate it to optional. That would be fine.
How to choose an optional subject, sir?
How to choose? Choosing is like 60% weightage has to be given to your interest. Okay, which areas you are interested in?
Anthropologist.
Okay, you decide under these two, anthropology and history. So second thing is that their performance in your previous years, in the previous year's examination, how they are performing. That also you have to see. 40% weightage has to be given to that. Yes.
As we discussing about 2023, sir. If someone joins a test series, mains test series,
Okay.
there is a gap period between one test and other test.
Mhm.
So, what one should do before a test? If it is prelims, we will do some mock prelim papers.
Okay.
And when coming to mains, there is nothing such kind of model questions or model.
Why they are not more?
Like previous year, like any material of previous year we should pick up and we should do, or it's like if we take a topic, what are the mains point of mains kind of questions? We should take it and we should prepare a model answer. What the exact
See, one thing is
process?
that when you are preparing for mains, okay, you have to see the previous year question papers. Then only you will come to know on what areas questions are coming and how they are asking the questions. Then only you will come to know about how UPSC asks the main questions. After that, whatever the question papers that are released by some institutes, let's say this academy is conducting one test series, those questions also, those question papers also you see and you prepare accordingly.
Like, we should do any model, like we should prepare any model answers before the exam, like for case
No.
subjects.
Not model answer. You need not to go for model answers. One thing is that you have to prepare your notes for mains. Okay. For example, inclusive growth topic is there in economics. What is inclusive growth? Under that, you have to make some points, 10 to 15 points you have to make out. If question comes, you have to remember those 10-15 points, and from that points only you have to write the answer. Okay. Not model answers as such, but points. For each and every topic, you need to have at least 10-15 points with you. Something like that. governance topic is there, under governance some 10-15 top points should be maintained. Likewise.
Just like this test series or everything is like a passing cloud, like taking off important points from that and making a notes.
Obviously. No, test series is not for that, not for making points or something like that. Test series is for your improving your skills of answer writing. When a question is given in an examination, how you will be reacting to that question. Okay, so it is like a mock, that's why it is a mock test series. Okay, when question is there, how you write the answer, that you have to develop, right? Answer writing is a skill, you have to develop that skill. For that skill development only you are appearing for this test series. Okay.
So when you preparation, how you deal with your consistency for
See, consistency is that, like, see, after reading something for 4 or 5 days, okay, you will lose that consistency. So one day you take off, just relax, go to some friend's place, or second thing is that physical activity is very important. When I used to stay in this next building, okay, I stayed here for 2-3 years. So I used to go to this Indira Park every day. We have very huge gang there in Indira Park. Every day I used to go there. So physical activity is very important, so that it will make you consistent, like every day. Okay. And see, it is not uncommon, or it doesn't happen with anyone only. You don't feel that it is happening with you only. No, it's not. Everyone feel like that only. After 4 or 5 days of continuous reading, continuous studying, definitely that feeling will come. Then you have to take off. That's it. You watch a movie, or you chat with your friends, whatever it is. You go for movie. That's it. Yeah.
After that, అదే consistency.
That you have to చేయాలి మరి, తప్పదు కదా. అది, see, one thing is that for consistency what you need motivation. If you don't have motivation, then consistency will not be there. How you get motivated? It all depends on your personal issues. Like personal issues means, let's say some are from very poor background and they want to make sure that they have to become a civil servant, and then enter their area, they will appraise them, and something like that. Some kind of motivation will be there for that person, and for other person it will be a different kind of motivation. One of my friend, when వాళ్ళ మరదలు అడిగితే పిల్లనివ్వలేదు, ఏం చేశారు, తను సివిల్ సర్వీసెస్ ర్యాంక్ కొట్టి పెళ్లి చేసుకున్నాడు. దట్ ఈస్ హిస్ మోటివేషన్. సో ఇట్ ఆల్ డిపెండ్స్, ఎవరి మోటివేషన్ ఎలా ఉంటుందనేది మనం చెప్పలేము. బట్ ఇఫ్ యూ ఆర్ మోటివేటెడ్, దెన్ ఓన్లీ యూ విల్ బీ succeeding in this, and I am sure that you are all motivated. That is the reason now you are sitting in this classroom. Okay, that much I can say you.
How you plan for essay writing?
Essay writing and answer writing both are same. Like, you have to develop a skill of writing. Essay writing is like storytelling. Somebody is asking something, then you have to tell. Like one of our teacher has told this, like how you have to write an essay. Okay, for example, like when you have visited a tourist place, అందరు తెలుగు వాళ్ళైనా ఇక్కడ, లెట్స్ సే గోల్కొండ, చార్మినార్ ఉందనుకోండి, గోల్కొండకి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత అక్కడ ఎవరు ఒకరు గైడ్ ఉంటారు. ఏం చేస్తారు, ఫస్ట్ గోల్కొండ అక్కడికి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత, సరే ఇప్పుడు మనం గోల్కొండ, మీరు ఎంట్రన్స్లో ఉన్నారు, ఈ ఎంట్రన్స్ నుంచి మనకి ఇలా 6 or 7 వేస్ ఉంటాయి, ఇక్కడికి వెళ్తే ఇది ఉంటుంది, అక్కడికి వెళ్తే అది ఉంటుంది, మళ్ళీ అన్నీ మనం అక్కడికి వెళ్ళేసి మళ్ళీ మనం ఇక్కడికి వస్తాం సార్ అని చెప్తాడు ఇనీషియల్గా. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ ఏం చేస్తాడు, ఇక్కడ నుండి ఒక ప్లేస్కి తీసుకెళ్తాడు, అక్కడికి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత దాన్ని మొత్తం ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాడు, అక్కడ నుంచి ఇంకొక ప్లేస్కి అక్కడ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాడు, అలా 5-6 పాయింట్స్ కవర్ చేసి మళ్ళీ బ్యాక్ వస్తాడు. వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఏం చెప్తాడు, సార్ మీకు ఫస్ట్ చెప్పినాను కదా సార్, నేను ఇలా తీసుకుపోతా అని చెప్పేసి, మనం ఇవన్నీ చూసినామని చెప్పేసి సమ్మరైజ్ చేస్తాడు. ఎస్ఏ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో సేమ్ వే. ఎస్ఏ అలానే ఉంటుంది. ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ ఈజ్ ఇంట్రడక్షన్. హీ హాజ్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్డ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ అబౌట్ దిస్ గోల్కొండ ఫోర్ట్ టు యూ. ఏమేమి ఉంటాయి, ఎలా ఉంటాయని జస్ట్ ఒక 1 పేరాలో everything is discussed. Then onwards, when you go to a specific place in Golconda, ఆ ప్లేస్ గురించి అప్పుడు సార్ రాజు వాళ్ళు ఇలా ఉండేవారు, రాణి వాళ్ళు ఇలా ఉండేవారు, అక్కడ ఏదో అది చెప్తూ ఉంటాడు. అలా ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ టాపిక్ పైన మొత్తం చెప్పేసి లాస్ట్కి వచ్చేసి సమ్మరైజ్ చేయాలి. దిస్ ఈజ్ వాట్ ఎస్సే ఇస్. లైక్ ఉమెన్ ఎంపవర్మెంట్ లేకపోతే ఉమెన్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఏంటి ఇలాంటి ఎస్సే వచ్చింది. మనం అన్నీ ఏం చెప్తాము, డిఫరెంట్ ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ లైక్ హిస్టారికల్గా ఉమెన్ ఎలా ఉన్నారు, పొలిటికల్గా వాళ్ళు ఎలా ఉన్నారు, ఎకనామికల్లీ ఎలా ఉన్నారు, అన్ని రంగాలలో డిఫెన్స్లో కానీ సైంటిఫిక్గా కానీ ఇంకేదైనా ఎలా ఉన్నారు. మీకు వచ్చిన సబ్జెక్టులు అన్నీ ఉన్నాయిగా, మీకు అన్ని సబ్జెక్టులు తెలుసుగా, అన్ని సబ్జెక్టులలో ఉమెన్ గురించి పాయింట్స్ తీసి రాసేయడమే. ఓకే, లైక్ సైకాలజీ, సో సైకాలజీలో మెన్ డామినేషన్ ఎలా ఉంది ఉమెన్కి, ఇలా ఆ ఆస్పెక్ట్లో తీసుకుంటారు. ఫిలాసఫికల్గా హిస్టారికల్గా హిస్టరీ తెలుసు నీకు, హిస్టరీలో ఉమెన్ ఎలా ఉన్నారు, ప్రీవేదిక్ పీరియడ్లో ఎలా ఉన్నారు, వేదిక్ పీరియడ్లో ఎలా ఉన్నారు, మొఘల్ పీరియడ్లో ఎలా ఉన్నారు, అలా హిస్టారికల్ ఆస్పెక్ట్ తీసుకుంటారు. పొలిటికల్గా తీసుకుంటే వాళ్ళు అసలు ఎన్ని ఎమ్మెల్యే సీట్స్ కంటెస్ట్ చేశారు, ఎంపీ సీట్స్ ఎన్ని ఉన్నారు, ఇప్పుడు ఎంత వాళ్ళ రేషియో ఎంత ఉంది, ఇలా తీసుకుంటారు. ఇంటర్నేషనల్ ఆస్పెక్ట్స్ కూడా మీరు చూస్తారుగా, ఐఆర్ ఇంటర్నేషనల్ లెవెల్లో అసలు ఉమెన్ ఎంపవర్మెంట్ ఎలా ఉంది, వేరే కంట్రీస్లో ఎలా ఉన్నారు, ఎంతమంది ప్రెసిడెంట్స్ ఉమెన్ ఉన్నారు, ఇలాంటివన్నీ ఆలోచిస్తారు. సో ఒక టాపిక్ తీసుకుంటే ఇంటర్ కనెక్షన్ ఆఫ్ దీస్ టాపిక్స్ టు పర్టికులర్ ఏరియా ఈజ్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఏ ఏరియా తీసుకున్నా కానీ ఇవన్నీ టాపిక్స్ని నువ్వు అనలైజ్ చేసుకోవాలి. అండ్ ఐ సే యూ దట్ హిస్టరీ, పాలిటీ, ఎకానమీ దే ఆర్ నాట్ వాటర్ టైట్ కంపార్ట్మెంట్స్. ఓకే, అంటే ఏంటి, అవన్నీ ప్రతి దానిలో మళ్ళీ వస్తూనే ఉంటుంది. నువ్వు ఎకానమీ చదివినప్పుడు హిస్టరీ ఈజ్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ టు యూ. బ్రిటిష్ ఎలా చేశారో, మీరు అంతా మొత్తం ఇండియన్ ఎకానమీని ఎలా నాశనం చేశారని తెలియకపోతే మీకు ఎకానమీలో ఎలా తెలుస్తుంది, మీకు ఎకానమీ ఇండియన్ ఎకానమీ ఎలా వచ్చింది ఏంటని. సో యూ హ్యావ్ టు ఇంటర్ కనెక్ట్ ద టాపిక్స్, దట్ ఈస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్, రైట్.
రైటింగ్ స్కిల్ అన్నారు సార్.
యా,
ఇప్పుడు ఇది మనకు ఓకే, మనం ఒక స్టేజ్లో ఉన్నాము అనేది మనకు ఎప్పుడు రియలైజ్ అవ్వగలుగుతాం సార్?
మార్క్స్ వేస్తారుగా,
మార్క్స్ బట్టి అంటే కొన్నిసార్లు టెస్ట్ సిరీస్లో బాగా వచ్చి రేపు ఫెయిల్ అయ్యే ఛాన్సెస్ ఉంటాయి కదా సార్. సో అప్పుడు మనం రెండింటికి
అంటే బాగా వచ్చి ఫెయిల్ అయ్యే ఛాన్సెస్ తక్కువే ఉంటాయి. ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ పర్ఫార్మింగ్ వెల్ ఇన్ టెస్ట్ సిరీస్, ఆబ్వియస్లీ విల్ బీ పర్ఫార్మింగ్ వెల్ ఇన్ మెయిన్స్ ఆల్సో, ఇఫ్ ద టెస్ట్ సిరీస్ ఈస్ కండక్టెడ్ వెల్. You have to discuss with your friends, you have to see the answers of your friends also, how they are writing, how you are writing, you have to compare. ఇంకేమైనా పాయింట్స్ ఇంప్రూవ్ చేసుకోవచ్చా. ఈవెన్ టాపర్స్ పేపర్స్ ఆల్సో దే ఆర్ అవైలబుల్ ఇన్ ఇంటర్నెట్, హౌ దే ఆర్ రైటింగ్ ఆన్సర్స్, యూ హ్యావ్ టు సీ దట్. ఎస్, insights on how to make notes for GS papers along with current affairs for each paper, how to make comprehensive notes. So these days generally I think you are using OneNote or Evernote, something like that. If somebody is using, then that would be like when you are reading a static portion, let's say economy, human development you are reading. So human development, whatever the subjects that are covered under human development, you will write the notes. Then whenever some current affairs topic comes, then you have to write it there only. That will be more useful. Otherwise you can do one thing, for static you can have a separate notes, and current affairs you have a separate notes. Current affairs also, one thing you have to maintain is that as per your syllabus, okay, first you have to by heart the syllabus, and then you have, as per the syllabus you have to write down. Let's say this is my current affairs notes, first page I will write what is this different disaster management. Let's say disaster management I write here. Whatever the current affairs topic that come across when I am reading newspaper, I will just open these notes and under disaster management I will write it, something like that. If you are preparing notes in online, then that would be more proper. You can search it and you can add it there only. I used to maintain like this only. Okay, I have 4 bulk books are there for these GS 4 papers. Under in one book, like there are 15 to 20 topics as per your syllabus. Whatever the topic that you come across in newspaper, you have to write it there. For only paper 2 and paper 3 you will be mostly having current affairs. Ethics and all you don't need, but so for some like illustrations or to explain something, then you need some current affairs. Some religious things are there. So let's say recently some Jahangir Puri incident happened in Delhi. You can note down somewhere so that you can correlate this to the topic which is given to you in UPSC, something like that.
Sir, keeping in view UPSC says 2023, what would you suggest a fresh aspirant as to how to start and continue the preparation?
How to start is like, are you taking coaching here? Okay, daily classes whatever that you that are going on here, you please go through that and you prepare a good notes for that. Okay, and then you prepare NCERT books, static books for GS, polity, economy, history, whatever the static books are there, that you have to prepare. Current affairs also, now from now onwards you focus on current affairs. Every day you read newspaper and whatever the important articles that you feel, they have to be written in some or the other place as a notes. Notes making is very important. And monthly magazines also you try to read them. And All India Radio, like 9:15 news and 9:15 spotlight program is there. Do you know? 9:15 there is a spotlight program in All India Radio, that is very useful. You go to that and listen to that. And important TV shows also, whatever the important shows that you feel, that also you go and read, listen. So in that way, like you have to think from different aspects, like you have to go for mock tests also, test series conducted by any premier institutions. Likewise, you have to prepare. Yes, please. Anyone from online? Anything specific to TSPSC? TSPSC, please, I don't know. I have not prepared. Why? Because when I am preparing for UPSC, there were no notifications from TSPSC. So that was a blessing in disguise for me, so that I could concentrate only on UPSC. Same TSPSC also, I think more or less topics are same, other than Telangana related topics. No, 6 to 10 NCERT are important. You have to read, at least for once you have to read it. 11th and 12th also okay, but how much time you take for that NCERT 6 to 10th? For revision only he is asking, I think. For revision, I think not more than 1 day is required, 1 or 2 days. Okay. And second thing is about precise and this thing, essay shall be philosophical. I am okay. These actually from last 3-4 years they are giving philosophical essays. That time I have not prepared much for philosophical essays. Okay, I am not the right person to explain you. Precise and concise expression, that is a thing. Actually, when you join any organization, for suppose in our own organization, we have to write something. Okay, when you are writing something to, let's say, other organizations or your seniors, what you have to do is that it has to be very precise. If you write 1 page for one simple question, will he have that attention capability? Like 1 page, entire page he has to see and he has to read and what he has to make out the point. That is not proper. So that is why you have to be very precise when you are saying something to other person. It has to be very concise and precise, in the sense that in 2 or 3 sentences you have to explain everything. How it will come? Based on your knowledge only. If you don't have knowledge, if you don't have database with you, how will you make out? Otherwise what you will do is that you just beat around the bush. That's it. So when you have good knowledge base, then automatically you will be writing in a precise and concise manner. Okay, in limited words. See, when UPSC is asking you to write a question answer in let's say 150 or 200 words, what does that mean? In 150 words, how much ever you can tell, you can say, that you have to say. Otherwise what happens? You need 300 or 400 words. In that case, you cannot complete the paper also. It has to be very precise.
Finally, I have one question.
Yeah, please.
Let it be. My final question is, how is your job, Indian Defence Account Service? What are the privileges? So our students will know about this Indian Defence Account Service as well as Indian Defence Estate Service also. Okay. And what is your profile there?
Yeah, fine. So see, when I was preparing for this exam, I don't know that there is one service called as Indian Defence Account Service. That is true for everyone. Like all of us know only IAS and IPS. That's it, right? IAS, IPS, and some people know IRS and IFS also, foreign service.
Nowadays, after Indian Audit Account Service, they are keeping Indian Defence Account Service.
Now I will tell you that. So now, okay, people now they are knowing about the services and all. One thing I will tell you is that all services are equal. That is the reason they are conducting one exam for all the services. Okay. So it all depends on your individual perception. you see only IAS and IPS. Why? Because they are on limelight. They will be giving interviews. They will be on news every time. So that is why you know. You don't know me because I don't come out. I will be in office and I will be doing my duty. And second thing is that I don't have any personal interaction with the public. Otherwise, IAS and IPS, they have the public interaction. So that is where you know IAS and IPS more. Otherwise, all services have their own importance. Okay. So coming to my service, Indian Defence Account Service, what we do is that we give financial coverage to defense organizations. Means Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Border Roads organization and DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization. Now I am working in DRDO. So for DRDO, we will be giving the financial coverage. What is financial coverage? See, let's say in DRDO there are employees, some 10,000, 15,000 employees are there. For them, we need to give salaries, pay and allowances, TAD, etc. All these salaries, individual payments, medical bills, etc. All these things we will give it. For one thing, our office will give it. Second thing is that whatever the procurements that they make, for those procurements we have to give financial advice. For example, in DRDO, Hyderabad is missile cluster, missiles and strategic systems. There are 7 clusters. So Hyderabad is based on missile cluster. In missile cluster, let's say Agni 5 missile is there. Okay, for Agni 5 missile, they have to procure one or the other item. Every time they have to procure something. For that procurement, they come to us and ask. So these are the parameters based on which we have to procure this. So I will see that file and I will verify whether all the rule positions are followed or not. And I will suggest, if at all I can do, I will suggest that why you are procuring in a single tender, let's say. Why you are not going for the global tender. For the same vendor, why you are giving this for 3 or 4 years. Likewise, so many questions we will ask, and somehow, and many a times we will we can save money to the government in many aspects. Okay, let's say district collector is there, he will spend money for welfare schemes, for Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan or some nutrition program or some other other things. But we are here to save the money for the government. That money only will go to the other organizations. Okay, in that way. So privilege and other thing you have asked is that how the service is. Our service is like very cool service. One thing is that Saturday, Sunday off, and every day 9:30 to 6 office. Okay, and you don't have any, you don't get any calls on other days. No interaction with political authorities. Okay, in that way it is very cool compared to IAS and IPS. Okay, everything has its own advantages and disadvantages. My IPS batchmates, they say that you please give me your job, I will give my job to you. So they are not satisfied because of their own reasons, but they are satisfied in many other aspects also. Just they say like that, but the power and other things are very different compared to us. We are powerful in our own arena.
But one thing insight we got that, so this defense services, Agni or Prithvi or whatever we are studying, for our prelims, those are funded and those are saved by this Indian Defence Account Service officers, and we are very happy for that, sir, and we are proud also. And we were friends in 2017-16 way back, and we are happy that Sainath Reddy sir is going to associate with us. Internal security and disaster management both will be taking by sir for our GS students. So it's very great event. Why? Because when we were preparing, hardly we used to meet the rankers.
Okay.
For motivation and all, but on one call sir came. It's very happy for us, and all the best for everyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you everyone, and all the best.